get the why some guys leave these nasty comments on videos, but we have to be fair and scientific. Why do some women leave comments like this on Robert Irwin's post? And these, and these, and these, and these. Yikes, some of these are really bad. Yes, some women do this to men like some men do this to women. The reasons why some women leave comments like this are the same but different. But first, I know people will compare, so let's set up the methodology I used for this so we can see the differences. Robert isn't the only one that gets it, but I figure it is the closest comparison I can make to me. He just turned 22, I turned 22 in April. He's been doing science communication since he was a kid, I started when I was 12. Major differences are he is an icon and comes from a famous family, so his popularity clearly is a lot higher. He is in animal conservation and I do astrophysics and all science. I do think I have him beat as being in a Marvel comic. Let me have this one thing, Robert. So with there being at least minor overlaps, he is a good comparison to make. If anything, you would think he gets worse comments on his videos. So all those comments I first showed came from this video, which was his underwear commercial, versus my comments where I was in a lab in a t-shirt talking about my job. I scanned multiple videos, and normally on videos of the zoo or his work, there are maybe a handful of over-sexual comments. I am not sure if they delete the worst ones, but for the ones I saw, it seems he gets the comments on any photo shoot videos where he is made to look sexy. We could talk more about the differences between the comments at the end, but doing this to anyone, male or female, isn't good or kind. So why does he get these comments from women if women claim to hate this kind of behavior? So, as I said, the reasons are the same but different. In the first video, we discussed how men who are in homosocial groups or trying to attract men socially make the comments towards women to show that they aren't gay and to show status. Women also are doing this for other women or because of homosocial grouping, but instead to say, hey, we like the same kind of guy, we are alike. It is more of a bonding over things you find attractive. One study followed two Danish women using an online dating site together. The article is literally called "A Bit Too Skinny for Me, Women's Homosocial Constructions of Heterosexual Desire in Online Dating." They sat side by side scrolling through men's profiles and built their attraction together, reacting to each other's jokes, adjusting their opinions to stay in sync, and focusing hard on the guys' bodies and tiny physical details. Mortensen shows that their desire wasn't just inside each woman's head, it was something that they co-constructed out loud to keep their friendship aligned. Now, take that same pattern and look at the comment section. When women write sexual or thirsty comments under a male celebrity, there's usually two things. First, an audience of other women. Second, a competition to be the funniest or boldest. Studies of BuzzFeed's Thirst Tweets videos shows exactly this. Women writing explicit tweets about male celebrities' bodies, often reducing them to sexual objects, and the whole thing is packaged as entertainment. So in that moment, the celebrity is no longer a person in a homosocial game. Can I get the most likes, the biggest laugh, the top comment? The second reason why women do this is to reclaim power. A lot of women have their own history of being sexualized or harassed. At the same time, pop culture keeps sending this message: objectifying male celebrities is harmless, it's empowering, it's funny, it's payback. Research on thirst tweets and on female fandoms around male celebrities shows that this kind of content is often framed as playful empowerment of the female gaze, even when the men on camera look uncomfortable. And work in this field of study points out that we're much more likely to excuse sexual comments when the target is seen as powerful and safe, like a famous man rather than vulnerable. So why are people like Robert, Harry Styles, Tom Holland targeted? Well, they are safe. Most women see them as guys that won't push back against them, and so they feel that it is fine if they do it to them. Ironically, making the good guys potentially feel uncomfortable by doing what the heterosexual, homosocial loser men do to the women. And these women's minds, it comes down to saying things like, men have been doing this to us forever. He's rich, famous, protected, so it won't really hurt him. If I say something wild, it's basically harmless, maybe even justice. The celebrity stops being Robert and he becomes a surrogate for men in general. The harassment feels like punching up, even though it's still landing on one actual human. It can be harmful to the good men that receive it. It also can cause more people to say, women do it too, so it is okay if I do it to women. Women still get this treatment more, but trust me, that line is something that I have heard a lot lately. Which brings me back to some differences between the Robert and I that I noticed that I find very interesting. The vast majority, even on his underwear ad video, were women saying he was hot. That is fair and obviously what the ad was going for, but the second most common comment I saw was women saying, I am too old for this and now need time out or some version of that. So in a wild way, sexualizing but admitting it isn't okay to do. I have never gotten that comment once on any video I've ever done, but I for sure have gotten very old men making comments. Another popular one was, I am sorry, Steve, for I have sinned, or something along those lines. And I find that very interesting, and someone in sociology really should study this. It wasn't sorry, Terry, or sorry, Bindi. No, yes, Steve was very important to all of us, but I find it very interesting that they wouldn't be saying sorry to Terry and Bindi, you know, the ones who will actually see the comments. Yet out of the thousands of comments, the most I saw was one that said something like, this has to be hard for your mom and sister to deal with, where again, there were hundreds and hundreds of comments saying, sorry, Steve. Being this is done by women playing it up for other women, this is just a really interesting observation. Now, the one that bothers me the most, there was a ton of, I am getting on a plane now to Australia. This one really freaked me out, saying they would be looking at him from his neighbor's window. These jokes come off as very stalkerish. I am glad so far that I haven't gotten anything like this, so I for sure see why these comments bug him and his family. Because some of these comments are big issues, especially on the videos where he's just doing his job. As I already said, the other thing I noticed is that women tend to wait till the photo or video is clearly more sexual or it is made to be sexy at least. On his other videos, they promote him and uplift him, saying how he is a great guy, he's super smart, and helping the world. Again, a difference that for mine, I can be wearing a t-shirt and say nothing about sex or innuendo, where I'm just talking about really cool science and being able to work on the next big thing in astrophysics, and it's super cool. And I will get nonstop milk and boob comments. Now, again, I don't know if they delete the worst comments or what his DMs look like. I have a feeling that his DMs probably look a lot worse than mine. But that isn't done by the posters for homosocial groups. That is instead what's going to be talked about in the next couple videos on objectification and parasocial behavior. Before we get there, I want to add a huge problem with the female homosocial groups. When you put all of these reasons together, what happens is in-grouping, or fandoms that are based on the male celebrity or female celebrity. This goes into theories of social identity theory, where someone's own identity gets intertwined into the groups that they are part of. In a study titled The Dark Side of Fandom, it goes in depth of the issues that come up. There's also a ton of other research that goes into this, so I'm going to try to shorten it all down. Basically, when Robert would end up with a partner, these groups might have a very negative reaction. Some homosocial women, especially those in a parasocial situation, might feel like he broke up with them or they lost a friend. Some will target the female and try to gatekeep if she isn't good enough for him. Basically, the celebrity that became the glue that holds the whole social group together, that any major change happens, they can feel betrayed. So they will find a target to go after and not let up. We saw this with Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber. Those that really wanted him to be with Selena just wouldn't let go, which also impacted Selena greatly and anyone she was in a relationship with for years. These groups can cause a long line of harassment if they are not careful, and this is why it is important to keep your own identity when a part of any group. Also, I want to add before ending this video, the Irwins have a foundation called Wildlife Warriors, where they help animals and work to protect species all over the world, and it's a great cause. If you made it this far, and even if you can only help a little, please do. The Irwins, all of them, are really great people that do great work, but to do all that they do need help, so please help out with their mission if you can.